Judge obviously disagrees with you. That's your opinion.
Me and Melina are so open-minded, you're so narrow-minded, your dude bros, you're stupid. Bruv, stop doing a faster blaster to win arguments. The controversial red pill may now be dying.
Influencers, red pill dudes, blah, blah, blah.
But over the years, it's been shifting from one form to another, from one generation to the next.
Not only my whole movement, you're going to see the movement I have with you, though, because what I'm going to hit you with.
When a woman's arrogant 9 out of 10 times, she hasn't accomplished anything. She just has a bunch of DMs.
How did we get from Coach Red Pill and Kevin Samuels to Fresh and/or Fitness,
There's tenacity that no one.
and Andrew Tate?
We were taking their money.
Plus all the other grifters, of course.
Live my life on my terms, unapologetically.
He's the grand wizard of red pill, so I can't go say anything about.
More specifically, how did it go from how to pick up girls in that club and/or bar to how to slide into the DMs
She just has a bunch of DMs.
as a high-value man? Feel free to like and subscribe, and let's find out. It's fair to say the red pill broke off from the pickup artist community in the 2000s. One of the dudes who was still relevant as it was morphing into the red pill community was a guy by the name of Roosh V.
Roosh,
That's my number.
Okay.
Basically a pickup artist guy, Persian American from Washington, DC, who'd go around the world, Romania, Eastern Europe, wherever, pick up women and document it.
Pretty much all the countries that people go to now that are passport bros, Roosh wrote a book about it.
The thing with Roosh is, he's born in 1979, Gen X millennial cusp, so he's still essentially the last generation that grew up before social media.
They're constantly glued to their smartphone.
So he still comes from a time when you'd learn how to pick up women almost exclusively on game.
Game is getting harder.
If I got the right Reeboks and the right Nikes and a fucking YSL shirt, that's all I need, because we've got this nihilistic youth culture from the 90s of live for today.
Have fun, go to parties, just live life.
He transferred that into the 2000s when it's shifting into this Paris Hilton era.
Camera comes, the autograph of the 21st century.
But his mindset is basically a 90s thing where, let me just get girls, I could care less about building for my future.
So I don't like Roosh. He spent his whole life chasing pussy around the world. He never worked on himself or became a high value guy.
Now, of course, we have Andrew Tate, the biggest dude in the red pill, even though he's saying he's not red pill and he's now a Muslim and all the rest of it. When Tate was grifting in the late 2010s with the red pill community, trying to transition from the online pimp game.
X amount of years chasing women and wrote books like he knows what he's talking about. He's now lonely and old.
Naturally, that's his character where he's always got a on the next man to prop himself up, fine. But the other side of it is you got to remember, Andrew Tate is an actual millennial born in 1986. That 79 versus 1986, there's a world of difference in terms of generational mindset where Andrew Tate was a fucking millennial oddball from Luton with his River Island flares and ugly ass Air Force Ones, right?
Look at him play. You see me?
Just calm down.
But the point with him is, he grew up in Luton with this whole kind of, I'm from a boring shitty place and I want big money. I want to be that guy. Roosh comes from the 90s into the guest list era and it's like, let me just rub elbows with the right guys, talk the right talk to get the girls. And Tate, who again is this Machiavellian psychopathic chess player of life.
Yeah, I won. I manipulated them all.
Looked at it like, I don't want to be somebody like a Roosh guy who's just a blagger who blags his way into the club to talk shit to some girls. I want to be the guy who's the Mac Daddy with all the champagne that runs all the shit, and I'm still young. I'm a young athletic sugar daddy, because that's basically what he is, a young athletic sugar daddy. He transitioned from being a webcam pimp, watching guys bash off while he typed and pretend to be a chick, into this red pill dude. He took his cues from Roosh. Bruv, Roosh was in Romania before Romania was even part of the EU, so being a guy from the UK or America was a big deal at that point.
Where are you from?
US.
Roosh was in Romania from day. So Tate loves to brag a lot, but he got a lot of these influences from people that came before him, right? Here's the main point of the comparison. It's a shift from live life for today and just learn how to talk a good talk to get into girls' pants versus a dude who says, I got 100 million, billion, trillion pounds on the internet, popular man in the world, top G.
The top G.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
We were taking their money. All of it. All of it. Guys.
Game is getting harder. The reason is the smartphone.
I became a trillionaire quite recently.
As this online movement shifted from the pickup artist to the red pill, it started to become more men's life advice based rather than This is how you talk to girls in public space.
To natural chemistry.
It starts shifting into more just overall advice for broken men in the 2010s.
I am telling you now, voice of experience, I know these things. Do not crazy.
From there, we then start to see people less peacocky and more the Coach Red Pills, real name Gonzalo Lira, who just passed away, rest in peace, and Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, who passed away in 2022.
Who have the stuff that it takes, dumbing themselves down to make other people feel better.
Kevin Samuels and Coach Red Pill brought wisdom to a world of algorithms and online red pill knowledge and information, because they seemed way more like men with a lived life.
I had to back up the game with it that time, in the 90s.
Okay, the one in New York. She was like, she was a model.
As opposed to the rest of these, to an extent, bozos who are just trying to always sell something to you.
Here's a tip I'm not sure if I should share, but I care about you. Hit the gym and lay off touching yourself. Now that knowledge can be yours for just $500 in a month.
$1,000 for 20 minutes, man.
Here's the difference. He has, you can see, lived a full life before he became a somebody on YouTube.
A lot of this red pill, that was nowhere existing back then.
I can respect a man who's lived through it before he's just telling you information, because a lot of these other guys, they read the Rational Mail, they looked at a bunch of Wikipedia articles, and now they know everything.
Did you know that?
When I read a Wikipedia article, that's an article that's been edited by...
Kevin Samuels blew up simultaneously with Fresh and Fit. Kevin Samuels was not promoting Miami Bimbos' social media accounts. He wanted genuine discourse.
So I got to settle for an average man. That's not settling. That's getting what you can afford to buy.
Coach Red Pill now, on the other hand, another Gen X dude.
No matter how attractive you might find them, you don't mess with them.
A man with a long-lived life. He had that real life experience long before becoming a streamer.
We were taking on student debt at that time. At that time, I'm talking about, 91, 92, knowing that we were going to be in trouble.
And some of his wisdom did have universal transferability to younger men struggling in life, as opposed to, of course, the fucking Wikipedia vacuum that is the destiny.
I think the issue that a lot of people in this space have are that women are constantly built up, constantly told they're queens. Now that I've left the Red Pill arc... Destiny! Oh my God! Oh!
Destiny versus Coach Red Pill. It's essentially wisdom versus Wikipedia.
You can't get the interest of a 19-year-old sweetie.
I'm pretty sure I just married like a 21-year-old sweetie. God, this debate was so cringe.
Coach Red Pill was in the financial district in Manhattan in the late 90s, whereas Destiny, who made a name for himself debunking all these Red Pill guys because he's such a kind of high-functioning, intellectual, autistic spurg.
You must be comparing him to some standard in your head. You said Bezos is not a high-value man.
He was some night manager in a restaurant for a little bit, and then he's basically made his life being online as a gamer streamer.
I'm sorry, no offense, but like, I have no care in the world. We're not talking about sexual orientation. We're talking about their gender identity.
Because he's high-functioning, starts debunking all these Red Pill bozos to promote his own fucking career, not to help anyone.
Now that I've left the Red Pill arc...
Yeah, so here's my thing. Coach Red Pill's downfall was trying to be this passport bros, get with a younger chick dating advice.
You want to be dating a girl under the age of 25, never beyond.
Go to a second or third world country, gets a Ukrainian chick, moves to Ukraine because he knows if he brings her to the West, she'll f him off. Then what happens? No one knew nothing about Russia was going to attack Ukraine. Ukraine gets invaded by Russia and he's f***ed, basically.
Going to Russia.
He starts doing all this political kind of pro-Russia, anti-Western stuff. Then in the end, he gets detained by the Ukrainian authorities, dies in a Ukrainian prison of pneumonia. Make of that what you will, right? Destiny's metaphorical demise, not literal. He got played by a Swedish BPD chick in his own private life.
Because you're in an open relationship.
Your marriage will last for decades.
I mean, I married her without a prenup, so I hope so. The divorce papers are filed. Okay, we're done.
So real quick on this Destiny and Melina stuff, right? Basically, Destiny is an egotistical, I know more than you type dude.
Where you say, like, I don't care about the woman's education, I don't care about the woman's income, blah, blah, blah. That is absolutely not true.
And his open-minded girl that he had this open relationship with, here's the thing that makes me laugh with him. She put a bunch of rules on his ass that she didn't have for herself.
Women will make rules for betas and break them for alphas.
He has to let her know first. He has to do this, he has to do that. I'm like, yo, bruv. How is this an open relationship where she can basically do whatever the f she wants, but you've got to fucking sign in and get approval from mummy before you live your end of the bargain of the open relationship.
To be like Andrew Tate, you're gonna be 38 on a live stream bragging about being able to 18-year-olds, and that's gonna be the rest of your life.
Bro, you were 30 when you hooked up with this Swedish 20-year-old, yeah? So it ain't that much difference. It's like, again, Wikipedia versus wisdom. He's got all these nice, virtuous sounding theoretical points, but in practice, he does whatever the fuck he wants, and he's an egotistical little shit.
If I tell you I'm gonna be home by 5, yes, it does, you dumb bitch.
He just starts talking over people and interrupting, and if I talk really fast, then I'm smarter than you. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, the red pill's bullshit, hypergamy's overrated.
Oh, no, shut up.
What's an argument? What is this? What is that? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Me and Melina are so open-minded. You're so narrow-minded. You're dude, bros. You're stupid. Bruv, stop doing a faster blaster to win arguments. She married you for a fucking passport and the fact that you had a lot of clout on the internet. Aside from that, you look like Falcor from the Never-Ending Story. Like I said, in the end, he ain't about nothing.
Read the definition off of Wikipedia.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say I didn't look that one up, of course.
She wanted to date me and f me, but at the same time have an open relationship. I told her she was out of her f***ing mind.
I'm in a poly relationship is because I don't give a f if my girlfriend goes and f***s another guy, because I know she's coming back to me at the end of the night.
Let's go! So this is quite a funny one because Myron Gaines off the Fresh and Fit podcast is essentially, outside of Tate, who's kind of tried to say he's not Red Pill, Gaines is the biggest personality in the Red Pill game, even though the Red Pill's dying off at this point, right?
Said it's difficult for men to get girls.
And they don't get sex as often. Filling it in, obviously.
That's the one in the trap. He wants to kick this girl out, bro. Like she's in another universe.
You coming right now? You threatening my life right now? Come back! I'll f you up right now. Become extremely successful, and all he's getting back in exchange is a girl that has good energy. All they do is talk. No.
Wait, I'm gonna compare him to a guy that a lot of people wouldn't even heard of, Steve the Dean Williams.
You know, I love when people sit around and try to tell old Stevie boy that he's old, he's out the game. But what can you do in this day and age, like you said? The day and age of the women that are on social media. You're going to see the movement I have with you, though, because what I'm going to hit you with...
You was pimping back in the day, right, OG?
No, I was never a pimp. I'm a man.
And I'll just put it to you like this. When Gaines was making the rounds, trying to get into this Red Pill space.
You ain't got no goddamn game because you're a content creator. You ain't no goddamn dating coach.
That's why you're delusional, Steve.
I'm just observing.
He was networking with people like Donovan Sharp, all the guys from the 2010s. He had a little disagreement with Steve the Dean Williams.
You're not going to consistently get the baddest chicks off of just having game alone. Instagram, social media in general has changed the game, baby.
Those two right there represent natural versus learned.
I'm going to the gym 2 times a day.
Show me how your muscles can show you how to text message. Show me how your pecs can talk to a woman.
You're gonna hear on their podcast.
Middle Eastern somewhere?
You're close.
Saudi Arabia?
No, not from Sudan. We don't care what women think over here. If it was Saudi Arabia, we would have been beheaded you by now. But no. Now my
Myron Gaines read all the books on game and the Red Pill before he took off, right?
Roosh V wrote a book. All the books, right?
Versus a guy like Steve the Dean Williams, who's got innate person-to-person flirtation skills.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love that.
Because he's a fucking Gen X dude who came of age in the 90s, where it's a case of you've been hanging out on the streets since you're 9, 10, 11. Game is something that you innately picked up by living life in the real world rather than being on the internet.
Red Pill content, a lot of it is so negative. These guys are trying to learn all this theory, and by the time you learn it all, you're just bitter.
You're boring.
And you're boring. It's very hard to sit down in front of a woman with a negative mindset and impress her.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
I remember when I was in Lewisham College, I was 17 going on 18. There was a black dude who was 24 going on 25. Some Turkish girl that had come to visit the college for the next year. He started talking to her. She immediately said, "Look, I don't want to talk to you." He said, no, it's all right, girl. It's all right. I just want to talk to you. I don't want to marry you. Chill. He used these old school in-person talking techniques to get a chick who was completely not interested to turn it round, where by the end, she's giving him his number. She's putting her hand on his arm, this and that. Then he comes to me afterwards and he said, yeah, that's all good, but all I know is I'm about to turn 25. I don't want to be no bum. Dudes like that, they were good with women outside of making money. But I get it. The world's ever changing, my friend, yeah?
I don't think they how to talk to a woman anymore.
When people don't get together and there's no pheromones and there's no vibe.
Go crawling to these red pillars online who are only f***ing women because of their clout, by the way.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Myron is a guy who climbs the ladder, and then once he gets power, he starts to become a bit of a tyrant.
I was waiting on choosing signals and it didn't work out.
I want your opponents to fear you. Have the fear of God.
Across the board, forget about pulling girls. Obviously in the 90s, people just knew how to talk to other people better. Myron seems like, A, he doesn't even know how to talk to people when he's not sucking up and or climbing the ladder. Notice how I said and or. Hence the Hyundai situation.
I just gotta say this.
Hey, Hyundai, get the fuck out of here right now, bro.
Yo, Amu.
Hyundai's here.
What's going on?
Marion's a bitch and we all know.
Come on in, man. Come on in then.
Oh, you got a gun?
Come on in, bro.
I'm afraid of a gun.
Number one. But the other thing is with Myron, I'll just say real quick, versus Steve the D. Williams. I don't think Myron likes women that much.
These guys are trying to learn all this theory, and by the time you learn it all, you're just bitter.
You're boring.
And you're boring.
This is the problem that a lot of modern day women have. They lack critical thinking skills.
He's biologically heterosexual, but on a social level, guys like Myron, they can't stand women. A lot of modern, younger girls that are so entitled on their smartphones, that just brings out the worst in his innate character.
When a woman's arrogant, 9 out of 10 times, she hasn't accomplished anything. She just has a bunch of DMs.
Natural versus learned. I'm like, of course, someone like Steve the D. Williams comes from a generation when A, people knew how to talk to people anyway, and B, they knew how to talk to women anyway, if they were fly. Myron's like, you get the money, you get the status, the Scarface mindset. Get the money, get the status, get the power, then you get the pussy. Where Steve the Dean Williams is, that dweeb with the nice car, I'm gonna take his chick because I know how to caress the woman's mind and body and soul. That's 90s shit.
It's a whole movement. Like,
I know. I not only my whole movement, you're gonna see the movement I have with you though, because what I'm gonna hit you with, I'm gonna move.
he's a lot.
Those kind of interpersonal. Hold on a minute. No. We're gonna talk for a second. You can't even really do that shit with Gen Z chicks.
I feel like people have this idea of like the 90s where the clubs were packed. People still want to live in that time, but that's dead.
You got two random dudes, a former Fed and some dude from Barbados, surpassed you in relevance.
I don't know if you teach game or not, so no disrespect if you do, but I think game is bullshit. Sorry to bother you, but it would have bothered me if I would not have come and spoken to you.
Do I stutter, motherfucker?
Howard, and I've been upset with myself. My name is Justin.
When you're Jay Waller and you're 6'3" and you're good looking and you got a fucking ass like that, right? Hey, what's up? You're beautiful. Can I get your number? Blah, blah. Like, hey, DM, blah, 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 blah.
Howard, and I've been upset with myself. My name is Justin.
Disrespecting me, so I've got a reason. Don't talk to me like that, bro.
Stop. I just told you to stop talking. I just told you to stop talking. I don't think women should vote. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Get out. Get out.
Get out. As we now approach the end of this video, and I don't know if this is to do with generations or not, but briefly, I just want to talk about Red Pill Adjacent, which is more to do with the real grifting in this genre of Red Pill, this online genre, right?
The entire premise is men improving.
Self-improvement is masturbation.
As soon as a guy is trying to like holler, hey DM, blah, 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 blah.
Andrew Tate made money because he has no moral compass and he has a chess mindset. Gaines climbed the ladder having a solid two-parent Sudanese Islamic background. So he's not really qualified to give help to people from broken homes the way somebody like Kevin Samuels is. Kevin Samuels knows all about being raised by a single mother. Myron don't know the first thing about that, right?
We're a generation of men raised by women.
Where the game's changed so much, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And it's how you network with who you know. Then all of a sudden we've got people like Jay Waller.
Live my life on my terms, unapologetically.
Do I stutter?
With his ginger D'Artagnan moustache.
I'd be like, no, I'm not interested in
But
that.
I ask you what you think a woman needs to do.
It's just this fresh and fit online nepotism. Oh, Andrew Tate's the guy. Oh, no, Jay Waller's the guy. He's got all the money. He's got all the women.
When you're Jay Waller and you're 6'3" and you're good looking and you got a fucking ass like that, right?
Your ass in those jeans, but
So uptight. It's like, bro, can you just chill out for a second, yeah?
I'm not jealous in my marriage.
I don't care about your marriage. I'm talking about mine. Well, my life is going to be, so I don't answer to you.
In real life, you'll be red-pilled when the girl you fancy's goes out with the 6'5" ginger dude with the man bun. That's the ginger guy that's gonna steal your girl in real life.
You put the knock down all that chill a little bit.
Okay, go.
I look too goddamn good.
Not this uptight, fake fucking tangerine 007 dude, yeah?
That's my answer. I'm gonna run my situation exactly how I want to.
Number one. Number two, lastly, people like Adam Sosnick, yeah?
What's up? You're beautiful. Can I get your number? Blah blah. Like, hey, DM. Blah, blah, da, 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 da.
A business bro online who starts copying Fresh and Fit with these fake debating podcasts. Then he goes up against someone like Katie Hopkins, who's got nothing to do with the red pill.
I have a phone in my hand. This is a phone. And you can Google things with a phone.
And she embarrasses the hell out of him.
You then go to your phone and say, I can Google this, like you've got the biggest penis on the planet.
Because he doesn't know how to talk to people either. He's just learnt this bullshit from Red Pill podcast.
Because you have major masculine energy. So respect to you. So I know you're saying you're married. I don't know about that. I know you're saying that you're a family woman.
You could
but Katie, how?
So after that, there was a bunch of grifters, Gen Z grifters.
He's the grand wizard of Red Pill, so I can't go say anything about that.
But that's another point for another video or not.
I just told you to stop talking.
That's my little take on this whole Red Pill stuff. I'm going to get back to some Mobflix Friday and some movie stuff. So if you made it to the end, as I always say, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.
And in countries like Japan that are very, homogenous.